Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, Anita Finley.
It's funny, and most people don't know what's going to happen to them as they age. They don't even think about it. You get up in the morning, the sun rises, you go to bed at night, the sun sets. And it's a little bit from the Fiddler on the Roof. And my guest, of course, is Jim Hansen, owner of the franchise Seniors, helping seniors in South Palm Beach County and really all over the country now. He's really been working very hard to get seniors who really are in a difficult place to have people come into their home, which is difficult for them, and to feel better and to know that they're safe. How's that?
That's a perfect explanation. And yes, we are. I just was at an executive retreat this past weekend, and we're now up to 277 locations throughout the country. We are now in. We've added 3 more states, so we're in 40 states, and we're in 3 countries. We're in, of course, the U.S., and we're in the U.K. now, and we're in Italy. So we are. Obviously, this is something that affects not just our country, but everybody. But in our country, of course, I say there's 10,000 opportunities to serve every single day because we've got 10,000 baby boomers turning 65 every single day. So it's not going to be much longer before that wave that's coming through is going to need services. But right now, they're the wonderful opportunity for me to have as people who will help our seniors. So we take those active seniors that just are turning 65 and we put them to work. And to your point, that's the difference that our model is all about. It's a difficult time for our seniors to even want to accept anybody to come into their home. So the difference of having a senior who is closer in age, understands their pace of life because they can empathize with those folks, makes a huge difference. I always say, a 25-year-old can be loving, caring, and compassionate, but they can only have sympathy. Our active seniors can have empathy, and that makes the difference in the whole model. So,
and when you weren't here, I was talking to this lovely woman who was talking about laser therapy, Becca. I was saying a little bit about your company, and I said the real difference is if you talk about Johnny Carson, that older person will know, but a young person might not have even heard of him.
Absolutely. Now you're going back, Jay Leno was on for how many years after Johnny Carson? Now, Jay Leno just was a guest host on Jimmy Fallon. So, just to bring him back. So it's
Jimmy Fallon who, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So, but the other thing is, I think that talking about the people you actually come in to the house, then they're looking for something. Mm-hmm. And they're afraid. They don't know who they should be with.
Absolutely.
And I think that whole idea is of bonding these two people, I bet, and you've talked about that one lovely relationship with one of the caregivers and how he even took the person who he was caregiving for home to his house for Thanksgiving.
Yes, absolutely. I'll give you another one. We had a caregiver that was doing services, and then all of a sudden we found out that he was no longer going to be our caregiver anymore because he was marrying our receiver. So, it's not supposed to be, seniors dating seniors, but sometimes that relationship grows so strongly that, in that particular case, it was a match made in heaven. So we were able to do that, and that's what this is. It's a simple business, but it's got love in the heart of it, and that's what makes such a difference. It's a feel good business, as you're very much aware of, and that's what makes such an impact on the service.
I think maybe we told the story, Jim, in the magazine Boomer Times. But why don't you tell the story again about the person? I love this story. You could repeat it all the time. I love the story of the founder.
Oh, our founder she's remarkable. Karen Yoakum is her name. She is from originally from India. And she grew up in royalty over in India. And when she was 7 years old, she got her first allowance. And just to show the type of heart she had, she said to her driver, because she had a Christian driver that took her to school because they were wealthy, and she said to the driver, I now have allowance. I want to be able to give it to the poor. Who can I give it to? And the driver said, well, I know who you could give it to, but if I take you there, I might get fired. And at the age of 7, Karen said, if you don't take me there, I'm going to have my parents fire you. So
what a brat.
Yeah, she had just that spunk in her that at that young age. And so this continued for 7 years. She just did this. She waited in the car. The driver took the money inside. And after 7 years of doing this, all of a sudden, when the driver went in, the nun said to him, where's this money coming from? And he said, well, it's the girl that's in the car.
Because now she's
14. So now she said, would you wait right here? And all of a sudden, Mother Teresa comes out. And that's when Karen met Mother Teresa, and Mother Teresa says, my child, you've been doing this for 7 years? And Karen said, yes. I always, I don't need the money. I want to help people. And the driver said this was the best place. So that became the starting point. Now, remember, Karen was Hindu. She wasn't Christian. And yet Mother Teresa mentored her for the next 14 years. And she worked on the streets of New Delhi, helping the indigent, helping the poor, helping the leprosies, babies dying in her arms, all the things. So, and during that time, Mother Teresa actually gave her rosary beads and taught Karen how to pray. And then she actually converted to Christianity, and so she became a Christian. And she got married. She was pregnant, and Mother Teresa actually said to her. Karen said to Mother Teresa, I'm going to have a boy. What should I name it? And Mother Teresa and Karen said she always had this quirk. She was go, so you're going to have a boy. And Mother Teresa says, well, then you should name him Namrata. And Karen said, Namrata, that's a girl's name. Yes, but that girl's name is, it means humility. And
say the name again.
Namrata.
How do you spell that?
Namarta. Namrata, which means humility. And Karen said, but Mother, I'm supposed to have a son. And she says, no, you're supposed to have humility.
Oh, that's fabulous.
And so, fast forward, Karen, unfortunately, her husband died. She moved, raised Namrata, and came over here to send Namrata to college. And that's where she met Philip, who became her husband. And the two of them got married. And she had such a passion for helping people that she started to go into nursing homes, and she started to go into hospitals. And they, the one thing that everybody told her is, Karen, you give us hope. And so she decided, I can do this. How can I do this for more people? And she looked around and she saw that there were so many seniors that society is sort of cast to the side. And because she was shocked, because in India, the elderly, when she was growing up, were revered. We tend to say you're used up here in America, and that is so not true. And so she she started the concept of hiring active seniors, and they went out into people's homes to keep them independent in their home, because we all know that none of us want to end up in a nursing home. You know, I've given many speaking engagements where I've asked the audience of seniors, how many here would like to go to a nursing home? And I never see a hand go up. And you know, nothing to say wrong about, you know, people.
When you have to go to a nursing home, you have to go.
Absolutely.
But a lot of people don't have to go.
Exactly. And the people that run these nursing homes are loving, they want to help, and they, you know, so, but the fact of the matter is we don't want to get there. And I mean, you know, it goes on and on. I mean, I was up in Reading this past weekend, this is where the home office is.
Reading, Pennsylvania.
And my partner and I went, we stopped at a restaurant after our session, and there was a gentleman sitting there at the bar, and we just got an appetizer and a beer, and we started chatting with him. And he was a fascinating man. And find out he was a retired judge. He was World War II pilot. And he was there, single guy. He was a widow. His wife had passed, but he was on a second martini. And I said, well, how old are you? He says, 92.
I love it.
Yeah. So here, you know, again, living still large, great mind, everything there. And he just had... he had great conversation. So it is amazing.
But that's a typical person who, now he didn't need it maybe at that moment.
No.
But something we always talk about, it's some people don't really need the care, you know, that they're okay, but they need the companionship.
Yes.
See, he could have probably had someone who was with him.
Right.
Who'd be a friend.
Yes.
And keep him from having too many martinis.
Yeah.
And drive him home. Right?
Right. Yes.
So you have a dual purpose here. You're helping the senior volunteer. It's
Yes.
not a volunteer, but senior person, because, yes, you get paid. But you also are helping, of course, the person at home. And you're helping in another way. You're helping to make society realize that the older adult is not spent.
No, not spent at all. Not even close. Not even close. And the peer-to-peer relationship makes a huge difference. Because, like you said, they relate. They going back to the World War II pilot. You know, fortunately, my partner, his father, you know, flew bombers in World War II as well. So that struck up the conversation because we're closer in age to that person. So we know what VJ Day was. We know what VE Day was. We understand even what World War II was about. I mean, you know, you ask, I'm amazed, you know, you see some of these shows and they're asking people about things in the past and people have no clue. You know, like just recently there was, I think it was, again on Jimmy Fallon or it could have been one of the other, they asked, you know, who did we fight against in the Revolutionary War? And
You're kidding.
And the answers were like, I think it was the French.
Or the Hungarians?
Yeah, or the Germans. I think it was the Germans.
Yeah.
Really?
Isn't that something?
Yeah. So it's frightening. And
well, let me just, and I just want to introduce you again. This is Jim Hansen. He's owner of the franchise Seniors Helping Seniors in South Palm Beach County. If you want to talk with him, if you want to have someone come into your home or just talk to him about what you think should occur, why don't we go to, let's see, your website is seniorshelpingseniors.com. Seniorshelpingseniors.com. You want to talk to Jim, though. You know, Jim, let's see, let me just give your number here. It's 561-392-4846. 392-4846. Of course, you can get on the website. But I was thinking about something. Of course, my husband's an older gentleman, and I love him so much. And, of course, I'm there to take care of anything. He's there to help me, but I'm there to help him. And I'm a senior. He's a senior. He's an older senior. I'm a younger senior. Ha ha. Okay. But he has macular degeneration in one eye.
right.
His other eye's okay. He needs hearing aids. And so batteries are going out or he doesn't hear. So I'm there, in a sense, as that certain person that you would have brought into my house. Now, if I weren't there, as much as Bill has no pain, he walks around, he does everything. He goes to the grocery store, buys our groceries. He writes the list. There are many things he would need someone to help him with because of this. Just even his computer. Now, you have to make sure some of your volunteers can work on computers, please.
And they can.
Oh, good.
Yep.
They're very important because they say, Anita, I can't find, because of his vision. He said, where's the print button? And I'm looking, I said, well, it's pretty tiny, Bill. And I said, we have to get the screen. There's a program that everything's larger.
Yes.
But it's always something, because if he doesn't see something well and he's pouring something into a glass, it winds up getting on his shirt, on the floor. And I was thinking about that if I were not here, Jim, he doesn't need anything more than a companion.
Yep.
But he does need that.
But that companion, and by the way, if you folks out there, if you dial that number, be rested assured that the person that's going to be on the other end of the phone, whether it's me or whether it's our client relations manager, we have a philosophy that we only are going to bring people in that we would have taken care of our own parents. So, my personal guarantee to everybody that's listening to this is your parents will be treated with the love, dignity, and respect that they deserve.
Well, if you meet Jim, you would know that. And do you ever get to meet any of your new clients?
I do. And again, I also meet, with our providers all the time, and I love it because they tell all the stories, and we just it's a great thing. And so yeah, I get to meet the people that we take care of, and that's what I love about this.
I know you do, but now let's also talk about some of the wonderful people that you've brought on as franchisees.
Sure. It runs the full gamut. These are people that are looking for a second career, that they've worked for somebody else for all of their lives, and now they want to do something that's going to have meaning and purpose in their life. So I've got retired airline people. I've got retired lawyers. I've got retired.
Yeah, that HR lady, the wonderful lady that was in the HR.
Yep, we have Diana down there in Pembroke Pines that has been in HR for over 30 years, so she certainly knows how to find and screen the right people. It's been a wonderful, and I've got retired nurses. I've got, retired retail people. So it's the common theme, though, is we want to do good and make good money, but we want to do it in that order. And that's the set that we look for is, are you loving, caring, and compassionate? And do you want to do good and make good money, but we want it in that order? Because I can teach anybody how to run a business, but I can't teach you how to be loving, caring, and compassionate. And so the beauty is that I don't just run the center here in Boca. I oversee the state of Florida. And so I figured out a way of not only helping the hundreds of people that I do in the community here, but it's also the replicating myself throughout the state. So we're serving thousands and thousands of seniors, and we're hiring thousands and thousands of seniors. And then if you say, well, that's just Florida. I'm also, part of an organization where we're doing it throughout the whole country. And we are there's 70 franchises in our space, and we just got ranked number 6 in the country. Forbes magazine in June just ranked us as one of the top 10 franchises to purchase in the United States.
That's amazing.
It is. So in our price category. So it is, and it's also because this is where things are turning. That whole, we've got 78 million baby boomers that are coming of age, and we don't have enough things in place to take care of that silver tsunami that's coming through, and we've got to be able to do that. And we run the whole gamut. I'm very proud of the fact that we just had the Alzheimer's Walk on September 27th. We broke our record from last year. I sat on the committee. I'm a part of it. So we had 180 teams that we raised over $256,000.
Fantastic. What do you do with the money?
It all goes to Alzheimer's.
To the research?
It goes to the research. It all goes to the yes. It goes to the research. But we produced the largest walk in Florida in the history of doing Alzheimer's walks, and we had a goal of 250, and we beat it by 3%. But we beat it, which was great. And our team that I was on, we raised over $30,000. So it was just a wonderful experience. And dementia, it's an insidious disease, but, our model works perfectly with it because, again, our seniors know how to sort of handle a little bit. They have much more patience, and they understand a lot more. So, the key with Alzheimer's or any dementia is remembering that it's the disease, not the person.
That's a very good point. Now, just to sharpen this up, so when someone comes and they say, okay, I have some time and I want to work, do you train them?
We don't have to train them because the way that we screen them is only people that have taken care of loved ones. That have
I didn't know that was one of the things.
Yeah, we ask, have you, what kind of volunteer work have you done in the past? And, have you taken care of a loved one, et cetera? So we find those people, and there's plenty of those out there, unfortunately, because there's such a large percentage. In the state of Florida itself, we have the largest percentage of seniors in the United States. Not the largest population of seniors because California is bigger than us as a state, but we have over 19% of our population in Florida is over the age of 65. In Palm Beach County, it's over 23% over the age of 65. So, we're going to be at 1 out of 4 people by the year 2030. So it's only, it's 15 years from now.
Well, and the one thing that I notice here, too, which is important, and I don't know how you handle this, so we have snowbirds, okay? So let's say they come down here and you're taking care of them. Now they go back up north. Who takes care of them?
Seniors helping seniors.
Okay, that's why you have this all these other franchises.
Yes, we're located now in 40 states, so many times they come down, we take care of them here. They came from New York, they came from Connecticut, they come from New Jersey. They're out of Seniors Helping Seniors up north.
But what if they love the person helping them? Can that person go up there? How does that work?
Yeah,
had that happen? If not, you better be prepared for it.
Yeah, it can happen. There's no restrictions from, our license allows somebody to travel. So they can, and that's the other thing, right? I mean, what if you want to go travel, you want to visit a relative? Well, let's take the difference, show you the difference in our service. You get a cab. They're going to drive you to the airport. They're going to drop you off and say, enjoy your day.
Scary.
Yeah. And now you've got luggage and all this stuff to try to bring in and
Lost my tickets. Where's my driver's license?
I get confused when I go to the airport. So we don't just take you to the airport and drop you off. We take you to the airport. We go park. We bring you inside first. We sit you down. We go park. And then we go and help you get your ticket. We help you with your bags. And then what we do is we ask, can we get a gate pass? And so then our provider will go down to the gate and they'll sit with them. And I'll tell you that I just took a lady, she was 89. And sometimes I like to, you ask me if I meet them, and I do, because sometimes I like to just do a service just to keep my feet wet.
Yeah, I understand.
And, typically, right, seniors with their wheelchairs, they get on first. Well, my senior said, I'd like to go on last because I just enjoy sitting here and talking with you. So,
I love it.
So, she ended up going on last versus first.
So that she could be with you all that time.
So she could be with me for that time.
That's lovely.
So, and we do the same thing when we'll get a gate pass. If you're coming back home, we'll get a gate pass. We'll meet you at the gate, and we'll walk up and we'll get your bags, and we'll bring you to the car and we'll bring you home. So,
Jim, this is extraordinary. And I think when you talk and you share everything that you do, and we've done it again this morning. Let me give everyone your number. It's really important. 561-392-4846. That's 561-392-4846. Or go on their web. It's easy. SeniorsHelpingSeniors.com. So be sure to read Jim's articles. They're very poignant every month in Boomer Times. And Jim, I can't thank you enough for coming in and doing what you do. For me, it's my heart, and I'm so glad that I can't do it, but you can do it for me.
Well, it's my pleasure, and as always, it's a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you.
I thank you for all you do. It's amazing.
Yeah, well, we're that's what's going to happen here. People like us are the pioneers, actually setting the pathway.
That's
for
right.
other people to look and see how we have to do it.